I did get accepted to Harvard. It came at the time when I found the man I loved. So it was almost not a choice. Who would choose Harvard over love? No way. So I met the man I wanted to marry. We married and then I became First Lady. So it wasn't a choice per se as you describe it.
Lorsque vous arrivez au pouvoir le 17 juillet 2000, quelles sont vos réelles ambitions à ce moment-là pour le pays?
The first priority for me was developing my country in the economy field, and to open up the economy, to have more jobs, better standards, and so on. The second priority, of course, was to open it politically. Most of the time, unless there's something very, very formal, I don't have to drive. There's formal convoy going to the parliament, for example, something like this. But whenever I go to my work, to the palace, I only drive myself.
But it's very unsecure.
No. Syria is a very secure country. Not bulletproof. You can open the window, check it.
Open your window?
Yes.
So you don't take risks doing that?
I don't take what?
Risk?
No, there's no risk actually. You cannot be secure through bodyguards. You can secure through having secure society.
It's not how he drives, it's the fact that he can listen to all of us in the car for 3 hours.
Listen to the music.
So there are 3 kids, there's me and there's music, and he can put up with that for 3 hours and he's still smiling when we get there. So that's the most incredible.
Moving forward, definitely maybe much slower than the very beginning, but doesn't mean we are moving backward. We haven't achieved a lot. We still have a long way to go. We are at the very beginning, but we are moving, which is not true that we didn't go backward and that we are not in the same place. Syria today is not Syria 6 or 7.
وعزز النظام السوري أمنه الداخلي فضلا عن دعمه لحركات المقاومة العربية وصلاته مع الرئيس الإيراني محمود أحمدي نجاد. وأصبح العدو رقم 1 لدى واشنطن.
The relation between the countries belongs mainly not to the values, to the interests. I don't share many values maybe with other governments in this world. I'm talking about government, not about state, where there's difference. But I share with them maybe the interests. So with Iran as country, important country in the Middle East, we share the same interests. We share this interest of stability, of having back our rights, and they have their own rights, and so on. So it's about interest, not about the type of state. This is a very important question. I wish every politician in the West could understand, because they always ask the same question.
وتحديدا في عام 2009 افتتحت المحكمة الخاصة للبنان في لاهاي ومهمتها التحقيق في اغتيال رفيق الحريري. أنكرت سوريا أي تورط لها بالأمر، لكن من دون إجابات واضحة ظلت أصابع الاتهام موجهة لها.
No, we're not worried from any tribunal, from any other procedures, as long as it's professional and technical, not politicized. So no, we don't have this worry because we are confident that Syria is innocent. There's nothing to do with Syria.
Et aujourd'hui, vous êtes prêt à faire tout ce qui est en votre pouvoir pour aider ce tribunal et faire émerger la vérité?
Definitely, as we cooperated with the committees, we are ready to cooperate with the tribunal, but within our conditions, because any Syrian, whether in the government or outside the government, belongs or is within the purview of our law and with our authority. So, like what happened between the tribunal, between the United Nations and Lebanon, there was agreement between the 2 countries, and you have Lebanese judge in that tribunal. If they want to have any cooperation from Syria, there must be agreement, because you have people here, they have rights. You cannot just send people just like this. Well, what about their rights?
I mean, we'll see. At some point, Bashar will be put to the test in terms of where he wants to go in terms of political openness, in terms of lessening the role of the mukhabarat. Because at some point there is going to be stability in the region. At some point there is going to be a Syrian-Israeli peace. And people are going to say, okay, now Mr. President, now's the time for you to enact the reforms that you wanted to from the very beginning. Were you just kidding, or were you really serious about it?
Hamas is influential, you cannot ignore it. You cannot achieve peace while Hamas is outside this peace or against the peace. The same in Lebanon. If you don't have dialogue with Hezbollah, whether direct or indirect or any kind of dialogue, or at least if you don't recognize this party as influential party, you will fail.
Et est-ce que ce dialogue ou ces dialogues multiples vont avoir une incidence sur l'ouverture politique au cœur de la Syrie, dans le pays?
Definitely, because one of the biggest obstacles that we have during the last 4 years is the problem that we've been facing and surrounding Syria, actually. That will, this is a big obstacle that will make you postpone many things and change the priority. So if you have this cooperation, and this cooperation resulted with better situation, at least externally, you will have the time to focus more on the internal issue. But when you have obstacles, when you have attempts of destabilizing your country, and you have terrorist attacks, the first priority for me is to be alive. I have to be alive first, then I can eat and help my children. But if I die, or if they die, what's the benefit of the other? So the priority has changed. Stability first, economy second, and politics, internal politics third. If we have this cooperation, if we have this fruitful cooperation with the result, definitely you will change this priority and you can focus on something else. That's normal.
في الوقت الحالي يعزز هذان الزوجان الشابان صورتهما الحديثة والبسيطة في الحياة العامة، كما نشاهد هنا في دار الأوبرا في دمشق.
I think anybody in a position of authority and leadership is that they are as close to people as possible and they live as close to reality as possible. So I think that the fact that they saw me or the president driving our own cars just brought that gap closer, as when they see me in the supermarket with my children, or they see us in the school plays at the end of the year, where both my husband and I go and we clap for our children and all their friends as well. Or when they see us in restaurants or going to the theatre. We do it because, again, that is a part of normality for any individual, any family. But we also do it because it brings us closer to the realities on the ground, and both are really important. He's not the president. He's not a president at home. At home, he is a husband, and he's a friend, and he's a father. And he doesn't allow the official or his official responsibilities to intrude into that time. Never. So he's hands-on. He's supportive. He's a lot of fun, and especially with the kids, they love having him around.